actually have to read this book for my research. I'm writing a project on something, but I still really enjoy reading about this topic. So this book in particular is called The New Silk Roads by Peter Frankopan. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. And as you can see, I have some, what's it called? Bookmarks. I have some bookmarks right here because I know that I'm gonna have to go back to this book when I'm going to be doing my project. I actually really like the sound of this. I don't know why. But this is not the only book that I'm currently reading. I actually started reading audiobooks again, or listening to audiobooks. I think that's a better expression. And I really love it. I used to listen to audiobooks all the time, but they're a bit more pricey. So now I pretty much just listen to them when I'm doing chores or when I'm doing my makeup or just before bed when I'm relaxing. Sometimes I don't listen to ASMR, I just listen to audiobooks. And I don't have an Audible sponsorship for you. Okay, like I'm a small channel. You know, because usually when people start talking about audiobooks, you'll see that, you know, they were sponsored, but no, I'm actually saying this because I really enjoy audiobooks. Anyway, for my audiobook, I started reading the Twilight book, what's it called? Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. And I don't even know why I started this book, because I read Twilight when I was 14 maybe. It was definitely more than 10 years ago. So I think I was even younger than 14. And I mean, at the time I loved those books. But as time went on, I realized that the book had so many flaws. And just the story wasn't that great. But I still have a lot of nostalgia when it comes to this book. Anyway, so I started listening to Midnight Sun, and it's a long audiobook. It's more than 24 hours because the book itself has about 700 pages. It's crazy. But if it wasn't for the audiobook, I probably would have never picked it up. Anyways, I feel like I'm talking way too much about books, and if you don't care about books, I'm sorry. Maybe I will talk about this in like a book wrap-up once I finish this book and maybe some other books. Let's move on. Thing number 2. I started baking, and I'm the person who actually really hates cooking, but I don't mind baking. I mean, obviously I cook when I have to. I just don't particularly enjoy it. But I really, really enjoy baking. And I baked some cakes for my birthday party. And everybody seemed to like it. And I would like to bake more. For this, I prepared a coconut pastry, and I'm going to eat it. I don't have anything right now that I baked because I ate it wanna hear the real chewing noises. I'm not gonna do that though. So for baking, I found some recipes on YouTube. But it's really hard for me to search for all the ingredients listed. Even though there's a mall in my town, it doesn't have everything when it comes to groceries. So that's pretty much the only thing that's stopping me from baking more. This pastry is so delicious. There's some outside noises. I hope you can't hear that. Let's move on. So, next thing, I started working out, and thing is, I'm not really working out as much as I should because I'm gonna be realer. I kinda got tired of it really quickly, and I would recommend if you want to start working out, don't do the same things that I did, because I did one of those plans by a professional trainer on YouTube. Her name is Pamela Rife, and she posts those plans on Instagram, and those plans are really great. Honestly, I saw some changes really quickly and my body grew so much stronger. But the plan is designed for you to work out at least 5 times a week, and at some point it just started feeling like a chore and I just didn't like it. Wait, let me show you the trigger that I have for this video. So in her videos she would work out with water bottles, but my water bottles would always be too small or just way too big and they were way too heavy. So I was always working out with mouthwash. And I worked out 5 times a week for at least 3 months, and then I stopped. And now I'm trying to get back on track, but I'm not going to overdo it simply because I wasn't used to working out, and I think you need to start slowly when you've never worked out in your life before. And I just overdid it. This doesn't make as much liquid sounds as I thought. Let's move on. So, next thing, I started learning languages a bit more, and right now I'm currently learning Korean and somewhat German. I'm trying to learn more German because I was learning German for 7 years and I still cannot speak it. I'm learning Korean for 2 years now, but I learn it very casually, and during quarantine I actually started learning a bit more, but I would like to start learning a bit more. I would like to learn at least an hour a day. Foster vocabulary. Let's just go with it. Hong su. Hong su. Let's do one more. Hang song. Hang song. Hang song. I always get really shy when I'm supposed to speak in Korean. I'm sorry. Hang song. And that means planet. 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 I feel like I started doing kisses all of a sudden. Okay, that's it for Korean trigger words. Maybe I'll do like a video specifically at the Korean trigger words. Next up, and this one is kind of awkward, but I mentioned in my Let's Craft a Pokeball video that I never played the original Pokemon games. And I actually mentioned that to my mom, and I was asking her like, hey, like mom, do you remember if Nintendo Switch or Nintendo was around when I was a little, because I was obsessed with Pokemon when I was young, like obsessed. And she said that she doesn't even remember any types of ads. So my theory is that Nintendo Switch wasn't really around in my country. I'm from Czech Republic, by the way, and this was like the early 2000s. So I'm just assuming that it wasn't around. It was a poor country. We're still a pretty poor country anyway. So for this, I prepared the pokeball that I made in one of my videos. I just realized this is also made out of paper, so we have two paper sounds. Doesn't matter. So I actually started playing the Ultra Moon game, and I love it so much. The thing is, it's a bit addictive, and sometimes I'm just playing for like the whole day and I don't do anything else. So I just need to stop playing so much. I'm not really used to playing video games. I never played a lot of video games, and now I'm getting kind of sucked into it. So I need to chill, you know. actually really like filming videos. I used to film videos when I was about 15, 16. And that's when I learned how to edit and how to do green screen and stuff like that, which I really want to do some role plays with green screen, but the thing is, I don't know where it is anymore. I actually used just a green textile as a green screen. I didn't have like a full on paper green screen, but it worked fine at the time. The thing is, I don't have it anymore.